My name is Sharvil Turbadkar. Today I will be continuing my presentation on the statistical analysis of stock market. In our earlier presentation, we had clearly highlighted that we will be going with the CAPM theorem to exactly predict the volatility of a particular stock. We are definitely going to do that, but we are going to add some additional functionalities to make our project more interactive and more fun. So let's just start with me introducing my agenda for this presentation. So we will be going through the data set. We have also added the factor of time series analysis, which makes it more fun because we will be predicting exactly how the stocks would react in the future. And we will be just going with the few inferences that we found and encompass the goals. So we will be taking the data set from Yahoo Finance, and the data set would be from the first day of 2010 till the present. So this makes it a very interactive data set as the data set keeps changing from time to time. Our main goal is definitely to predict the volatility of a stock with respect to that of the market. But at the same time, we have introduced a new goal within our data set, and that is to predict the future stock returns depending upon the number of days we want to project it for. For doing this time series analysis, we would be using the autoregressive model. With name of the stock and number of lags as input, we have created a function. This function takes as input the ticker symbol and the number of days for which we want to predict. One of the best ways to predict the returns on a given stock and forecast this over a given period of time, we can use the autoregressive model. Along with prediction, we will also be going through the CAPM formula. Since we have the US Treasury bill fixed at 0.0017 and we have the returns on the market, it will be very easy for us to predict the volatility of a stock. Now let's go through the research question. Our research question has changed a bit. We initially were predicting the volatility of a stock, but taking into consideration that time series plays a huge role in the current curriculum, we will be using time series to predict how exactly does a stock's volatility with respect to that of the market changes over time. This gives us an idea of how volatile a particular stock is in comparison to that of the market. Also, using the feature of time series, we'll also be predicting how a particular stock performs in the near future. So let's say we have an Apple stock and we want to predict how volatile an Apple stock is with that of the market. So if it has a very high beta value or very high volatility, it is a risky asset. Even if it has a negative volatility, it has its own set of riskiness associated with it. These are some of the preliminary inferences we made from our initial EDA. October and July are predicted to have the highest closing prices. As the year progresses, the average closing price keeps increasing, clearly showing the effect of inflation and increase in the money put in the stock market. Tech stocks that are present in the S&P 500 like Apple, Google, tend to have a very low beta and usually tend to follow the market. Gold and cryptocurrencies tend to have a negative beta as they go against the market, which clearly means that as the market goes up, the value of gold and cryptocurrency tends to go in the other direction. This is usually symbolic with the fact that when there was a huge recession in Zimbabwe, there was a huge rise in the cryptocurrency. The reason being that the moment there is a loss of faith in the no actual currency, people tend to put their faith more on the cryptocurrency. That this is the reason why cryptocurrency actually has a very high beta against the market. Having outlined exactly our inferences, now we would be going through these are some of the future goals that we are planning to go through in our remainder of the project. We would be forecasting the volatility of these stocks over time and predicting the exact values. We would be interpreting the slope coefficient and R square to get some meaningful insights, along with performing hypothetical hypothesis testing to provide statistical evidence on the importance of AR and seasonal autoregressive models. And finally, we will be summarizing our results and drawing more key inferences. Thank you and hope you had fun.